There's probably no financial advice that's repeated more often than this. Rent is throwing money away. We've heard it from parents, we've heard it from real estate agents, we've heard it from friends who just bought their first house. The message is always the same. If you're renting, you're wasting money. If you're buying, you're building wealth. But is that actually true? Or is it simply one of those financial beliefs that gets repeated so often that nobody bothers checking the math? Today, we're doing exactly that. This isn't about opinions. This isn't about emotions. This isn't about what your uncle says at Thanksgiving. Today is about numbers. Meet Ryan and Steve. They're both 32 years old. They both earn $80,000 a year. Both have excellent credit. Both have saved exactly $80,000. They're equally responsible. Neither receives an inheritance. Neither wins the lottery. Neither starts a business. The only difference is one decision. Ryan buys a house, Steve rents an identical one and invests every dollar he saves. We're going to follow them month by month, year by year, for the next 20 years. We'll include repairs, maintenance, rent increases, property taxes, stock market growth, mortgage interest, everything. By the end of this video, you'll know who actually ends up wealthier, and the answer isn't as obvious as most people think. Chapter 1: The Starting Line. Both Ryan and Steve find nearly identical homes in the same neighborhood. Each property would cost about $2,000 a month to rent. The market value of the home is $350,000. Ryan decides to buy. Steve decides to rent. Simple enough, or so it seems. Ryan's lender requires a 20% down payment. That's $70,000. But here's something many first-time buyers overlook. The down payment isn't the only upfront cost. Ryan also pays for loan origination fees, appraisal fees, home inspection, title insurance, attorney fees, recording fees, prepaid taxes, prepaid insurance. Closing costs total another $10,000. Just like that, Ryan's entire $80,000 savings account disappears. His net worth hasn't vanished. It's simply transformed into home equity. His money now exists inside walls, floors, and a roof. It's not sitting in his bank account anymore. If Ryan suddenly needs cash, he can't sell his kitchen cabinets. He can't withdraw half of his driveway. His wealth exists, but it's locked. Steve's day looks completely different. He signs a lease, pays 1 month's rent, a security deposit, moving expenses, then he opens his brokerage account. He invests the entire $80,000 into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Unlike Ryan, Steve wakes up tomorrow with his entire investment portfolio still working for him. He doesn't own the house, but he owns businesses: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, thousands of companies across multiple countries, different industries, different economies. One owns real estate, the other owns the global economy. Both believe they made the smarter decision, and honestly, both have good arguments. Imagine transferring every dollar you've ever saved into one single purchase. Would that make you feel secure or nervous? Pause for a second, because your answer says a lot about your personality. Chapter 2: The Monthly Reality. Now let's look beyond the purchase price, because buying a home isn't just about buying a home. It's about paying for one every month. Ryan's mortgage payment is approximately $1,863. Many people stop there, but that's only part of the story. Ryan also pays property taxes, around $350 each month, homeowner's insurance, about $150 monthly, maintenance savings, roughly 1% of the home's value every year. That works out to about $290 every month. His real monthly housing cost becomes $2,653. Now compare Steve. Steve pays exactly $2,000 in rent. Difference? $653 every month. Instead of spending it, Steve invests it month after month, year after year, without missing a single payment. Now here's the part almost nobody explains. Let's examine Ryan's very first mortgage payment. Out of $1,863, roughly $1,630 goes towards interest. Only about $230 actually reduces his loan balance. That means during month one, Ryan spends over $2,000 on costs he'll never recover. Interest, taxes, insurance. Those dollars disappear forever. Only $230 becomes equity. So when someone says rent is throwing money away, ask yourself this: what exactly is mortgage interest, or property tax, or homeowner's insurance? Those costs don't magically come back either. The truth is, both renting and buying have unrecoverable expenses. They're simply different expenses. One pays rent, the other pays interest. Neither lives for free.
Chapter 3. 10 years later. Fast forward. 10 years have passed. Ryan is now 42. Steve is also 42. Ryan's neighborhood has grown. New schools, new restaurants, new businesses. Property values have increased. His home is now worth approximately $500,000. His mortgage balance has fallen to around $240,000. Ryan's equity? About $260,000. He feels richer, and in many ways, he is. But owning a home hasn't been cheap. During the past decade, Ryan replaced the roof, $12,000. Installed the new HVAC system, $8,500. Repaired plumbing leaks, painted the exterior, replaced appliances, fixed a cracked driveway. Thousands upon thousands of dollars. Expenses renters never saw. Meanwhile, Steve has experienced something different. His original $80,000 investment, earning around 10% annually, has grown to approximately $207,000. Now, remember those monthly investments? Every month, Steve added another $653. Those contributions have also been compounding. His investment account has now reached nearly $290,000. For the first time, Steve's liquid wealth actually exceeds Ryan's home equity. That's surprising to many people. But Steve now faces his own problem. Rent hasn't stayed still. Every year, his landlord increased rent by roughly 3%. His original $2,000 payment is now nearly $2,700 every month. Ryan's mortgage? Still $1,863. This is where buying starts showing one of its biggest advantages: predictability. Inflation affects everyone, but fixed-rate mortgages become cheaper over time because your income usually rises, while the payment stays almost unchanged. Chapter 4. 20 years later. Another decade passes. Ryan is now 52. Steve is also 52. Ryan's home has continued appreciating. Its market value reaches roughly $700,000. His remaining mortgage balance? Around $160,000. His equity has grown to approximately $540,000. He's only 10 years away from owning the home completely. Then something remarkable happens. Steve checks his investment account. The original $80,000 investment has quietly compounded for 20 years. Without him doing anything, it has grown to well over $500,000. Add 20 years of monthly investing, and his portfolio now totals approximately $750,000. Steve wins, at least on paper. His net worth is roughly $210,000 higher. But then, reality steps in. Steve's rent has climbed to nearly $3,600 every month. Ryan? Still paying $1,863. Who feels wealthier? The person with more money, or the person with lower monthly expenses? There isn't a universally correct answer, because wealth and financial freedom aren't exactly the same thing. Chapter 5. The Hidden Values. Here's the biggest flaw in almost every rent versus buy debate. It assumes perfect behavior. Steve only wins if he actually invests every extra dollar, every single month, for 20 straight years. No vacations instead, no expensive cars, no impulse spending, no skipping investments during market crashes. That's incredibly difficult. Most people don't do it. Instead, they slowly spend the difference. Restaurants, streaming subscriptions, travel, new electronics, lifestyle inflation quietly consumes the money. Ryan doesn't need discipline in the same way. Every mortgage payment automatically builds equity. The bank forces him to save, whether he wants to or not. That's called forced savings. And for many households, it's the biggest reason homeowners build wealth. But Ryan has another risk: concentration. Nearly his entire net worth sits in one physical asset, one city, one neighborhood, one housing market. If that local economy struggles, his wealth struggles too. Steve owns thousands of companies around the world. His investments are diversified. Now imagine another situation. A dream job appears across the country. Steve accepts. He gives notice, packs his belongings, moves. Simple. Ryan needs a realtor, needs inspections, needs buyers, needs paperwork, needs moving costs, needs selling costs. Real estate commissions alone can easily reach tens of thousands of dollars. That's why experts often recommend staying in a purchased home for at least 7 to 10 years. Otherwise, transaction costs can erase much of your financial advantage. Buying creates stability. Renting creates flexibility. Neither is free. Both require trade-offs. Conclusion. So, after 20 years, who actually wins? The surprising answer is both can. Ryan wins if he stays put, keeps the home long enough, values predictable housing costs, and appreciates having forced savings. Steve wins if he consistently invests, never touches the money, lives below his means, and lets compound interest do the heavy lifting. The real mistake is assuming one strategy automatically beats the other. It doesn't. Your behavior matters more than your housing choice. A disciplined renter can outperform an undisciplined homeowner, and a patient homeowner can outperform a renter who spends instead of investing. The house isn't what creates wealth. The habit does. If today's comparison changed how you think about renting and buying, consider subscribing, because 20 years from now, your financial future won't be determined by popular opinion. It'll be determined by math, and by the choices you make every single month. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.